I guess I got a question for the group, because I'm with the world that I've been in for the last few years. It's more of a nonprofit, community hockey program. Now I'm getting into more of the high performance stuff, and I'm seeing a lot. Like we've had some high maintenance parents on on the nonprofit side. Definitely a lot that like to carry the bags for the kids and clear the road for the kid as opposed to letting the kid clear it themselves. But I guess, do you guys see much of an opportunity to move the needle with some of these parents that are, really trying to drive the bus for their kids and really going above and beyond to interfere and, try and find those greener pastures and try and set the table for their kid and all that kind of stuff? Like, is there much room with those parents, or what do you do?
I can, oh, geez, I've been doing this a long time, and I love what everyone was saying. And Wally, as you were talking, I thought of, being where you are right now is something I often say to my kids, because, there's that drive in me even to say, okay, well, especially with my daughters, do you want to be a hockey player? They're 3 and 5. Like, I didn't even learn to skate till I was 13, right? Like, what am I thinking, right? But I do use that terminology. And again, Al, I've mostly coached older players, but there's that constant drive of what's next? Where am I going? Where am I going to be? How do I get there? And they forget to enjoy the moment that they're in right now, and recognizing, for some players, if you get some bad injury, or you decide you want to pursue something else, like this might be the pinnacle, or this might be your last year. And it was interesting to me, just on my personal experience. Last year was my last year of coaching behind the bench. Hopefully I'll get back into it, obviously. And like, it was a COVID year. It wasn't exactly my ideal way to go out. But I was very mindful of being where we are, or where we were right now, and enjoying that moment. I think, Al, all I can say is the influence of a coach is immeasurable. And being able to, I always joke with parents who carry the bags. Like, I go up to the girl and be like, oh, did you break your arm during the game today, or your leg? Like, I didn't see it happen. Like, what? Why is your dad carrying the bag? And they all look at me. My sarcasm sometimes gets the better of me. But, very quickly, that kid carries the bag every single time I see them, the rest of the way. So, I never want to be a surrogate parent for any of these players, but I do think, the more you're promoting your mission and vision and values and the right way of doing things, those players become your own best advocate. And it's hilarious because, even with my kids, and they listen while I'm on these Zoom calls, because my 5-year-old coaches the 7 and the 3-year-old and uses my phrasing, even though she's not usually in the room with me. But it's amazing what they hear and what they see, and she's like their own little motivational speaker. And you can do it, and drops the quotes. And so I think sometimes we underestimate kids. I think we gravely underestimate kids. We put, you're 13, you should be doing this. You're 5, you should be doing this. And I think, they know a lot more. And if we empower them, they actually end up teaching their parents, and say, well, Coach Kim said this, or, Coach Al said, we're going to do it this way. Versus being dictated to their parents, can be very powerful. But again, most of my experience in doing that is sort of with the 11-year-olds and up. I haven't gone through it in terms of a coaching role with younger players, but that's been my experience. I'm not trying to pit myself against the parents, but certainly, what happens is they get away from the team mentality. It becomes a me first. How are you going to help me? How am I going to get on the team? Why is my daughter the best? Who is she going to play with? And we keep trying to bring it back to that team first side of it. And then the kids buy into that, and it helps to solve a little bit of the high maintenance parents, if that's the politically correct way of saying it.